Hi, hello, how are you all this fine day? I hope that if you're here, you subscribe to this channel if you're not already, and you check out everything that is down below. Got a box full of goodies, if you will, and if you do like this video, you should do the thing that likes it. Now, we are in that season of the year that holidays tend to happen. And I'm a huge fan of all of that jazz. Love it. But I fully acknowledge and want to discuss the fact that the holiday season is not completely holly jolly, besides capitalism, but more specifically, we're going to talk about food and eating, because I do want to put a disclaimer before I do say anything that if this is a hard topic for you, watch one of my other rambles. You don't have to partake in this. And eating and food is just, it's such an integral part of, well, one, survival, but it's the cultural element of it, that it's how many people connect to each other. So there's this pressure with it of that in order to have good relationships and how to, express love and just be giving and I guess not offend people, then you kind of have to play the role of being all good with food, eating around other people. There's a lot that goes into it that I don't think people fully realize if they've never had like any sort of different relationship with food and eating, and especially with the holidays. I mean, Thanksgiving is basically entirely about food, and it's considered abnormal or weird if you're not fully down with all of that. But it's okay. It's okay if, as long as it's not something that is detrimental to your well-being, and if it's something that you don't feel like it's holding you back, or that you should change it, then it's okay to have different habits and preferences and just a different mentality around food and eating than other people. Autistic people can have a lot of different ideas and issues. I use that in quotes just for lack of better terms with food, whether it's the high prevalence of autism, especially in female people, and eating disorders. I speak from experience with that, and again, it's so layered of maybe you have certain preferences with textures or the sound of other people eating around you. It could be other sensory components of eating with others. It could be a certain routine that you have that may be disrupted by kind of the pressure to go with the crowd and whatever they do with their meals. Maybe it's specific different food, specific times that they're eating. There's just so much that falls under this whole umbrella that is, how do you approach food, and if it's contrary to how most people do, then it's really hard to feel comfortable during this time of year. And it might not only be this time of year, it might be all the time. And again, I get it because I struggle with that. When I would say my daily routine is, I have a very clear routine when it comes to eating and food and certain preferences, because it's what makes me feel good. It's, what I'm used to, and it makes me comfortable. And it's a way that I know that I am eating and I'm nourishing myself. And then you throw different pressures into the mix of, like if you're, being safe with the pandemic, but we're having this certain meal with a different group of people in a different setting, and you don't know what food there might be, and how is that environment, and you might be really anxious about it. And I don't think that's something to dismiss or kind of push aside and put on a happy face if it's something that you think will be ultimately detrimental to you. So I guess my parting words of, how do we deal with all of this when it's so synonymous with this time of year, and not wanting to hurt other people's feelings if you're not eating with them, or you can't handle it makes you uncomfortable to hear other people chewing. And I think it's really important to go into the holiday season knowing your boundaries, knowing what makes you feel good and comfortable, and expressing those to those who might be involved in said holidays. And if you do want to try something different and maybe step a little bit outside the routine, go for it, but don't pressure yourself to, if it's just gonna lead to a meltdown or burnout or what have you. It's not worth it to put your own well-being at a potential place of harm just to, in a way, please other people. Because, they say, food is family, and it's an expression of love, and like when we gather as loved ones, we have to have food around, and there's so much. And you're never gonna make everyone happy, but I think as long as you take care of yourself and you are cognizant of that this can be really challenging, and if that means having your own meal ready when everyone else might be eating other things, if it means turning down an invitation to a party or some sort of dining event, whatever might need to happen for you to feel good, it's okay. You know, this is a brief time out of the span of a year, and it's not shameful if you have different preferences and view food differently. I just want to remind you that it's okay. So, if you have any additional thoughts or words of wisdom to share, leave them down below. Thank you for watching this, and like it, subscribe if you're not already, and I guess happy holiday season, and I will see you all next time.